Welcome back to another episode of Norse Spirit. Today we're diving deep into a topic that many of us can relate to: anxiety and depression. More specifically, we are going to discuss the paradox of having all the tools we need to move forward, yet often finding ourselves stuck in the same place. What I mean by that is that, especially today, we have so many tools available. We have YouTube, we can Google stuff, there are books. There are so many things that we can grab, but we don't use them. I call this chains of despair. It's like being trapped in a cinema, forced to watch the same movie over and over again for the rest of your life. You hear advice, you read advice, but you just can't seem to make that crucial step forward. We are going to dissect this issue, and I'll share with you some of my personal experiences meeting individuals who promise change, who want to turn their lives around, only to fail and fall back into the same patterns. We'll talk about how even the mightiest of hammers, like Thor's Mjolnir, won't help you if you don't take the initiative. Because at the end of the day, the power to change lies within you and only you. So if you're tired of hearing excuses, if you're ready to break free from the chains of despair and start truly to live, so this episode is for you. Join me as we explore the true power of the Norse Spirit to overcome even the toughest of challenges. So if you're turning into this episode of Norse Spirit and feel that this introduction is speaking directly to you, then turn up the volume. When I began to rise from my own misery to reclaim my life from anxiety and depression, I found myself uncaring of feelings like fear and pain. I didn't worry about what others thought of me. I set my goals and I pursued them relentlessly, day after day, for 21 days straight. I ignored the nagging doubts, the whispers of anxiety, and the phantom pains. The only thing that mattered to me was progress. Each day, I asked myself, how can I do better tomorrow? What are my goals for the next day? For those first 21 days, the only thoughts I allowed myself were those of achievement. I was a train on a track, moving forward unstoppable. Was I anxious? Sure. But did I let it stop me? Absolutely not. I remember my brain trying to convince me to stay in bed, to fall back into the old habits. But I said, no, I'm getting up, no matter what happens. I don't care if it is minus 30 degrees outside or if there's a snowstorm. I'm going out. I was tired of my own complaints, tired of blaming everything else for my problems. I was angry at myself for not living life to the fullest, for being trapped inside my own home out of fear. So I decided to stop acting like a 3-year-old child and start living life on my own terms. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode of the Norse Spirit. And that, my friends, is the crux of our journey here on Norse Spirit. We're not just talking about self-improvement or personal growth. We are connecting the wisdom of our northern ancestors to our modern lives, bridging the gap between our cultural heritage and our daily pursuit of betterment. There's one particular reminder that truly resonates with me. A verse from Havamal that sends chills down my spine. Cowards die many times before their death. Think about that. How true is that we let our fears confine us to our comfort zones, making us surrender so much of our own lives? But here's the thing. Life is not about playing it safe. It's about stepping out there, conquering challenges, and truly living. It's about becoming stronger, smarter. It's about enjoying life, finding joy, and taking control of your own thoughts. You deserve to live as it's meant to be lived, not just exist in fear. Now, think of this. Imagine 20 years later and you're thinking back 20 years. If you don't change you at all, you keep continuing in this cycle, in this chain of despair, you will never change. So 20 years from now, your life is going to be exact the same. Don't do it. Go out there now. Do something about it. When I'm 90, if I get that old, okay, that's bad. I never changed myself. I never got up that particular morning to walk with my girlfriend and that dog, which meant the chain reaction never started. And I had bad anxiety the rest of my life. Imagine all the things that I would have missed in my life. All the adventures, all the knowledge I didn't want to read about. Because why should I read? It doesn't matter. No, it matters. That's why you don't want to get stuck and you want to change your life right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not by the end of the year, now. When I think of Norse culture and mythology, the first image that comes to my mind is one of strength, a warrior, both mentally and physically, robust, right? I envision myself in the gym battling against gravity and my own limits. Sweat dripping, muscles straining, but my mind unwavering focused. If I were a woman, I might picture someone like fierce shield maiden Lagertha, strong and unyielding. But this kind of strength, this resilience doesn't come to us as natural as a tree sprouting from the earth. It's not something we're born with, but something we must cultivate through hard work, dedication, and discipline. And that is what the Norse mythology or culture, in my opinion, is the strongest, and what it's telling us. These are the three main ingredients for a life of fulfillment and happiness. It's not just about physical strength. It's about building mental fortitude, developing a mindset that sees challenges, not obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. The life is not happening against you, it is happening for you. It's about embracing the warrior spirit of our Norse ancestors and channeling it into our own journeys towards self-improvement. Now, let's talk about concrete steps you can take to start your journey. First and foremost, get a day planner. If you don't have a strategy for your day, you're just drifting through the hours without a goal or a schedule. So my first piece of advice is simple. Get a day planner and start using it. Set goals for the morning, goals for the evening, and schedule them into your planner. The key here is to make a commitment to yourself to stick to this plan. The beauty of this is that as you start ticking off one goal after another, you begin to feel stronger and more confident. You start to prove to yourself and to your own thoughts that you are capable of this. And that feeling of accomplishment will motivate you to keep pushing forward. Next, let's talk about exercise. If you're not already doing it, start now. I won't even go into all the reasons why exercise is so beneficial. Of course, it's not about becoming the next Mr. or Mrs. Olympia. It's all about your own health and well-being. Exercise can help you stay fit and active, but more importantly, it can also have a major impact on your mental health. If you're struggling with depression, for example, seeing progress in the gym and physical changes in your body can bring a sense of hope. Research has shown that exercise and building muscle is fantastic for your mental health, right? Now into the third piece of advice. Embrace the change. You're about to embark on a journey that will transform your life. You might be used to feelings of laziness, a lack of knowledge, a feeling of sadness and unmotivated throughout the day. But remember, it's our responsibility to let go of the negative self-talk and shift our focus towards a positive and strong mindset. So welcome this change in your life. Welcome the new you that you are creating. And most importantly, don't forget to show yourself the gratitude you deserve. You are taking steps to better yourself, and that's something to be proud of. Already just to listen to this podcast. Already that is a victory for you. Celebrate each achievement, no matter how small. If you're going to the gym, just to get up is a victory. To lock the door is a victory. To sit down in your car on a bicycle, that is a victory, right? Celebrate each achievement, no matter how small, because each step forward is a victory. Remember, change isn't easy, but it's always worth it. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today, folks. I sincerely hope you found value in our discussions and feel inspired to take that first step towards your own self-improvement. If you enjoyed this episode and want to continue walking this path with us on the Norse Spirit podcast, please show your support. You can do this by liking, subscribing, and sharing this episode with others who might benefit from it. Remember, every bit of support helps us to reach more people and build a stronger, more resilient community. Thank you for being here, and until next time, stay strong and keep working on becoming the best version of yourself. Skål!